I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much for your support.
Hey y'all, it's Kate from the Literary Apothecary and welcome back to my channel. Today I have something really exciting. I am going to be a co-host for the May the Force Read With You Readathon here in May of this year, 2023, next month. I'm so excited. So I will be co-hosting this with, of course, Eric at Break Even Books, Leslie at The Nerdy Narrative, and Annie at Annie's Book Nook. I will link all their channels down below. Go ahead and subscribe to them if you aren't already, because they are absolutely fantastic channels. So this year's May the Force Read With You Readathon is really great. Eric's partner Marcus developed some really great prompts and some additional options that they didn't have in the past. This is my first time participating in this, but I've watched from the sidelines the past 2 years and I absolutely can't wait. So as always, I'm going to go through the different prompts and the different options that we have. I don't have my TBR set in stone yet. I may have a separate video about my TBR, or I may just build this into my TBR video. We'll see as the month progresses. Sorry, this video is getting a little bit dark, but it's kind of appropriate because from what my TBR looks like right now, it looks like I'll be heading to the dark side. So with that said, we have two different sides. You're going to choose the light side, the Jedi side, or the dark side, the Sith side. The Jedi Order is, of course, a Jedi Youngling, Padawan, Jedi Knight, Jedi Master, and the Grand Jedi Master. And then, of course, on the Sith, the dark side, we have the Sith Apprentice, Sith Master, Sith Lord, Sith Overlord, and the Dark Lord of the Sith. So Eric and Marcus have created these really fun, really amazing prompt sheets for us. If you come join the Discord, which I'll also have a link below, you can get the PDFs for all of these. Marcus also created this really fun character sheet where you can track all of your prompts, your abilities, your weapons, your partners. You can create a whole character, a species. A lot of those things I'll be talking about in just a second as we get to the different prompts. So our main prompts, which will determine which level in the order you are, we've got three different ways that you can get there. The light side, neutral, which can go for either the light side or the dark side, or of course the dark side. So the light side will get you further up in the Jedi Order, and the dark side will get you further up in the Sith Order, and the neutral will help you on whatever side you're on. So our light side prompts include Sever Force, read a nonfiction. Jedi Mind Trick, read a book with a similar premise or cover as a book you've previously read in your life. Plant Surge, read a book with nature on the cover. Force Valor, read a book under 275 pages. And Transfer Force, read a borrowed book from the library friend, Kindle Unlimited, etc., etc. Our neutral abilities include Telekinesis, if Jedi, do a dark side ability. If Sith, do a light side ability prompt. Force Healing, don't read for 60 hours. That's going to be hard for so many people. Battle Meditation, read a 5-star prediction. For me, just about every book is a 5-star prediction because I'm hoping I love every single book I read. Force Barrier, read a book in a different format than usual. So if you usually read physical, read an ebook. If you usually read ebooks, read an audiobook. That kind of thing. Force Empathy, buddy, read a book with someone. Doppelganger, do a reread. And Precognition is a random number generator of 0 to 3. So you got to do the random number generator, whatever number it lands on, 1 to 3. That's the number of books that you have to read. And this only counts as one prompt. So if you land on 3, you have to read 3 books just for this one prompt. But if you land on 0, you don't have to read any. So that's where the plus and minus comes in. So then we have the dark side, which, as I mentioned, I think this is where my TBR right now lands, but we'll see as we get closer to May whether it stays there or not. Deadly sight. Read a rough looking book, either worn out, an ugly cover, missing cover, memory walk. Read a book that came out 15 or more years ago. Drain knowledge. Read a book over 600 pages. This counts as 2 ability prompts. Transfer essence. Read a book off of someone else's TBR. And force lightning. Read a book you're shocked you haven't read yet. So those are the abilities that will move you up in order. Now we've got some other additions this year. We've got species. So Marcus created all of these different species from the Star Wars movies and universe. Human, of course, is the default where no reading is required. Wookiee is, you have to read either historical fiction or a book with deckled edges. Ewok is you gotta read a comedy or comic manga. Twi'lek, you have to read a romance book or a book that's part of a duology. Clone is a science fiction book or a title that starts and ends with the same letter. Yoda's species, a mystery thriller book or a book by your favorite author. And the Zabrak is a horror book or a book with warm colors. And as far as I understand the rules right now, you can only choose 1 species. So choose wisely. Next up, we have, of course, if you're going to be in Star Wars, you need your weapons. So again, just like the species, as far as I understand it, you can only do 1 of these. You can only have 1 kind of weapon. We have, of course, the lightsaber. Look at the color wheel and read a book that is on the opposite side of your favorite color. So you're looking at the color wheel, you've picked your favorite color, now look at the opposite side on that wheel and read a book that has the cover that color on the opposite side of your favorite color. Of course, we've got the blasters. Read a book in a different spot every time you pick it up to read it. So either you binge an entire book in 1 spot, or you read some and then you have to go to a different spot and read it in a different spot and read it. Of course, some of these prompts are total honest honor system. Some we can tell, by the looking them up online. But that's definitely, of course, one that will be honor system because we have no idea where you're going to read. Spaceship, our last weapon. Read a book that has a vehicle on the cover, and this could be any kind of vehicle. As long as it's a motorized vehicle of some sorts, it counts. Last but not least, we have partners. So you can have some help with this. Of course, your partners have to align with whatever side you're on. So if you're on the light side, your partners have to align on the light side. If you're on the dark side, they will have to align on the dark side. And of course, neutrals can help out one side or the other. So for the light side, we have your allies. 2 prompts for this. Rebel Alliance, read a book with multiple points of view. Or Resistance, read a book that's mostly 1 color, meaning like the cover. Assistance, which is our neutral partners. Bounty Hunters, read a book that's recently caught your attention. Or which shouldn't be too hard because there's so many amazing books coming out. And Droids, read a book with no people on the cover at all. Accomplices, which is the dark side. Galactic Empire, read a book with over 3 people on the cover. And First Order, read a book with a prologue. So those are all of our prompts. Now let me go through the rules really quickly. I kind of touched on some of these, if not all of these, as I was going through them. But just as a quick refresher, here are the rules for the May the Force Read With You Readathon. Light side abilities only apply to the Jedi Order. Dark side abilities only apply to the Sith Order. Neutral abilities can apply to either side. Only 1 prompt per book. Each prompt can only be done once, so no repeats. Partners must line up with appropriate order they belong to. Neutral partners can apply to either side. And only ability prompts count towards your rankings. Species, weapons, and partners do not count for rankings. They're just fun extras that you can add on to get more reading in, because who doesn't want more reading? So those are the rules. Also a clarification that I got from Eric, because I was wondering this myself for my TBR. You cannot cross your books over multiple categories. So once you have read a book, say for your abilities, you can't count that same book for a partner or a weapon. So just keep that in mind when you're planning out your TBR. But this readathon is going to be so fun. I can't wait. If you want to join us, come join the Discord. I will put the link in the description below. We're going to have so much fun. And don't forget to go unsubscribe to the other co-hosts, because they are a ton of fun also. As always, my Patreon and my Discord link will be in the description below. Keep reading, and I love you all to the moon and back. Bye.